Howdy, and welcome to the Round Table for Red Dirt D&D. I'm Michael Cross.
Konnor Shenold.
Johnny Payne.
Kiri Hester.
I'm Brooke Bullock.
And I'm Ash King.
Finally
well rested.
Yeah, fine.
It's over. We all died. That's a wrap.
Spoilers, Johnny.
Spoilers.
They should have listened to that before they listened.
Yes, this is true.
That moment when Mockerin killed Gaz was just
Yes.
Heartbreaking.
horrifying.
A natural one. I shouldn't have thrown the hammer. So
So, folks, if you have not listened to episodes 116 to 118,
Sorry.
What are you doing here?
what are you doing here? Go!
go listen to them because it's kind of important. We finished campaign one.
Oh,
We finished a campaign.
Yeah.
how many
Right.
people?
It's
That's the first
over.
time that you've ever finished
Me.
one. Me.
This
Really?
is the first campaign
Yeah,
I've ever
like
finished.
to finish
Wow.
with epilogue.
Wow.
It's my
I haven't finished mini, but it's...
yeah. I mean, with epilogue and like boom, I've DM'd some
So-
where we come.
What
to
we're
the
saying
end.
is,
I will
I'm
say-
doing better than Brooke because Brooke's been playing for like decades,
Yeah.
and I've only been playing for like 4 years.
You know what, Brooke? I was shocked at that because I thought of all the D&D adventure books that I finished and such, and
Yes.
Pathfinder APs I finished.
Oh.
This is the first homebrew
Oh, yeah,
Sweet.
definitely the first
from beginning to
homebrew
end that I've completed. Yeah, Ash. Yeah.
Yeah.
They get tired.
Yeah. It's just conflicting schedules.
My son
for
ran us
mine.
through 2 homebrews that actually he ended up combining both the campaigns and taking us all the way to level 20.
And
Oh,
this
that's
is
awesome.
why
Yeah.
we have DMs like Ash and Aiden on the show.
Yeah.
They can complete
They really carry
things.
the rest of us.
I'm not saying that they do 60% of the work, but I'm not saying that.
That's going to be Aiden's new t-shirt, the Red Dirt logo that says thanks for the carry.
No, well, and it's just one of those things too. It's like, there's some people when they talk about their D&D homebrew campaigns, it's like, oh yeah, we've been playing the same campaign for 20 years now and just kept it going and kept it going and kept it going. And I'm still just like, okay, but how are you still carrying the story? Like,
Right,
obviously your story has shifted and changed over those last 20 years.
Right.
But it's still just a question of like, how do you find ways to keep continuously moving forward in
Right.
that long of a time period? I'm quite honestly impressed. So,
Plus, I want to play new characters. I don't want to keep.
Right.
That's what I was about to say. It's like, as much as I love Poppy and I hate to, put her on a shelf for a while, it's also like there's her emotional arc is done. Like she has found her happy ending, so to speak. So.
Yeah, exactly.
And the only thing that I think could have is having possibility of future stuff for these characters that we have knowledge of right now. So not saying that things can't happen that we as players just don't know happens, but
Team off, yeah.
Well, for these characters, Poppy's not going back to Venturas. You can drag her kicking and screaming.
I tell you,
she's never going back past the cracked crown.
it was mentioned in
Never
118,
say
and I
never.
love that moment where you go, I am never going back to Venturas. It's like, you know,
You can
Well-
listen. She like I said, she might go back kicking and screaming, and or with a dragon.
Which
like
she-
those.
I do have a question, though, for Poppy. Would she go back if her dad passes?
Oh,
Violently
man, we're going
passes.
deep into the round table
So,
immediately. Go.
I think here's the thing: if she got word that her dad was dead from a person that she genuinely trusts, and there was the possibility of her taking over the business and cleaning it up, then she would go back for exactly 4 days to get affairs in order and put somebody else in charge that she trusts to not be evil.
what about something like a funeral? Well, if your
Well,
mom dies, what
I-
about for her funeral or something like that?
I still, and this is a thing that I hope comes up at some point in time in the future, I still don't know whether my mom is complicit, if she's actively helping this evil tea leaf,
Yeah.
or if she is kind of just in a bad situation and can't get out. I don't know.
Well,
So I guess if I think one of the things that might trigger Poppy to go back, as if maybe she got communication from her mom or about her mom from someone she trusts saying this, like, we're gonna help get her out. Like that could maybe draw her back, but she really just wants to avoid it at all costs.
And here I am without my campaign 2 notebook.
Going into Michael's what ifs.
But the other thing that I think that we could do with these characters, the obvious thing is hunting down Fortunato's
Definitely.
Or
palace.
Serafina. There are many, the Green Dragonborn. There is much more that these characters can do later on. What I do want to get to is some questions that have been brought to us. They were voicemails that were sent in by our patron members. So our first email comes from Dunik. Take it away, Dunik.
Hey, it's Dunik. Got some questions for your roundtable. I guess you can go ahead and air this. Your player wow, I can talk. Let's try it again. Your player characters all changed and grew throughout the season. Talk about the mix of planning versus discovery at the table. What surprised you most about your characters throughout Campaign 1? What aspects of the story would you like to revisit and delve deeper into? What was your favorite moment of Campaign 1? Ash, your experience in Adventurers League has helped you set pacing to fit the podcast format. What advice can you give other DMs on how to hit certain beats in a set amount of time? What have you learned about performing for an audience that you have brought into a home game? Thanks.
So the first question is, what did you throughout the season talk about planning versus discovery at the table?
I think we've talked a lot about how every time our group tries to plan something, it does not work. We have a separate PC chat so that we can make plans away from Ash's eyes.
do I get to join that
however, what about you?
We'll make
that's
a
not
separate
so
one.
yeah, not like you and Brooke tried to do something or you and I tried to do something.
Right.
What's something that you
So
planned just
on
for
the other
Poppy
side
that
of
didn't
that,
come out? Yeah.
on the other side of that, we've also talked at length about how Kiri doesn't make plans for her characters. So, there's a lot of unexpected things. I never expected Poppy to fall in love. That was not a thing that I
That's a
had
good one.
scheduled.
That's a good one.
I thought that she would, my plan was to run away from home, and I accomplished that very early on.
Yeah, with the in love thing, Zonymous was going to try and go protector mode, like big brother or father figure, like it all started in the beginning, like with the carnival and such.
Yeah, my two dads.
And then two reasons.
I don't
not
like to think about that. It's weird.
Is I didn't want to Johnny didn't want to play it as in this girl character needs a guy to watch out for her, and then at the same time it was like, but I like the bond that's happening between the two characters.
Yeah.
So let's turn that into a partnership instead of into a hierarchy.
Yeah,
I'm the greater,
100%.
you're the lesser, so we need each other, so
Yeah.
you need me kind of thing. I'm sorry, that was just spilling off of your in love thing because it was.
Now, and it follows up into the second question. What happened? What surprised you probably most about your character? I think falling in love was.
With her in general, I feel like that probably was something that she definitely didn't expect to do because that's why she ran away from home, right? So that she didn't want to get married to Byron. And so that definitely was unexpected. But I think the biggest thing, and I think this goes for probably a couple of us at the table, is that the character, for sure, Poppy did not expect to do a found family situation. Now, Kiri thought that probably was going to happen because this is D&D. But that's not something that she necessarily had on her plan. Like, she was just going to get out into the frontier, get away from, and that was where her plan stopped. And I think that speaks to, especially early campaign Poppy, she was very naive. And so this idea of, if I can just get out into the frontier, my life will be great. And that's the extent of her plan.
Just to run away.
And so that there's a lot of, she did a lot of growing up, and she did, I think the two biggest trigger points for that was Anarchy and Gideon's deaths. So the things that she discovered about her family, and then discovering that she had to be her own parent, you know what I mean.
Basically, you're saying that Poppy learned how to be an adult?
Yeah, she grew up.
I think, she grew up a lot, actually. By the time we got- I do want to. We're going to answer even more of these questions on the other side of this 15-minute block because we want to answer these questions for our patrons. But I do have another one. This one's from Nick Mead out of Colorado. So, Nick, here is yours.
Howdy, y'all. This is Nick Mead, Colorado. Just wanted to call and say I really appreciate everything you do. You guys are awesome. Love your messaging. Love the whole Frontier setting and the Found Family D&D sessions. Really appreciate everything you guys do. Love your sound design and all the little things you add, and the quality of audio that you guys put out is phenomenal. I love your content as the story progresses. It's just so interesting, and I can't wait to see what happens in the Calban coming up. A couple questions I got for you. One I'd like to ask is if you've learned anything about yourselves while playing this campaign. I also want to kind of know what's going to be happening in the next campaign, if we're going to see more of the Calban, or if we're going to go maybe to the other side of the world. I don't know. Kind of a very interesting, dynamic world that you got laid out. So I'm interested to see. That's about all I got. Thank you again, you guys. Rocking it. Keep up the great work. Thanks. Bye.
Thanks, Nick. And so we're almost actually out of time here. Nick, we first off, did anyone want to answer the question about, what did you learn about yourselves while you played in this campaign? Konnor?
That I'm a better actor than I thought.
Yay!
Don't listen to the first few episodes where Konnor comes in, because those are terrible. But if you listen later on, I grow.
Yeah.
I would say as we come into really the last maybe 6-episode arc, and then that's the wonderful thing about a good DM and a good storyline, is that the central character camera angle kind of moves and changes a little bit from person to person. And Konnor, from the storyline, from your acting, Konnor with the K kind of becomes one of our dramatic characters at the end, as the overall arc goes. It was great.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I think we all kind of grew seriously as actors throughout this
Definitely.
entire thing. It's been amazing to watch our growth, especially if you go back to listen to the pilot. and all the way by the time we get to the end, it's really amazing to see all of our growth and how much more we've grown into these characters.
So we got a lot tighter.
Yeah.
As time went on, again, just learning everybody's little cues and figuring out
When Johnny has a scheming face on, so we can pause. And
learning
Johnny
how to
smokes.
find out, is Johnny joking or is Johnny being serious?
Now I'm going to have to go and murder all those people,
I
Poppy.
still don't think I know, but
You never take Johnny seriously.
yeah.
Just do that. Just do
Yeah.
that. That works.
Yeah.
But we did get to that. We actually got too far, which happens with a great gaming group anyway, is that, someone would say, so I do the thing and I bamf. And we all knew exactly what that meant. And we were like, oh, wait, we may need to tell audience
we've got to
members.
stop doing that.
we
Yeah.
had to remember that,
This is for an audience.
Yeah, and that's again one of the reasons I think why we do kind of stand out versus other actual play podcasts is because we're constantly reminding one another, hey guys, it's not just us, it's the folks at home.
Yeah.
So we have to explain some things for the folks at home, but basically treat it in that same manner of like, you're getting to enjoy the game of D&D with us. We're not talking down to you because you don't understand D&D or whatever, but no, we're including you at our table.
Yeah, which goes back to Dunek's question. But we're going to have all these questions on the other side of this block. We're running out of time. We do want to thank all of our patrons before we go. So, Ash, take it away. Who are we thanking who are the most awesome fans ever?
All right. So our most awesome fans ever who have been that wonderful constant support with us. This has been a long time since we've done a patron role. So starting off at the very tippy top with our Silver Star Paladin, Shenanigans Unplugged.
Yay!
Our
Thank
ancient Ancient Gold Dragons, Hal Horton and
Yay!
Russell McNay.
Yay!
Our adult Silver Dragons, Germbots.
Yay!
New Mexico,
Let's go.
Tim,
Tim!
Dunick,
Yay!
Derek Rusnick,
Derek.
Fran Topping,
Yay!
Justin Britt,
Oh yeah!
Carrie Horton,
Yay!
Kimberly Cross,
Hi, Kimberly.
Nicholas Rodriguez,
Nico!
Nick Mead,
Nick.
Ryan Rudbach,
Yay!
Strix,
Woo!
David Adams,
Yes!
the Grognard Bard,
The Grognard Board!
James Carpenter,
Woo!
John DeFacili,
Yay, John!
Carla Stevenson,
Hey!
Leo Lodbrok,
Woo!
listening from experience,
Yay!
the wonderful Singh family,
Yay!
Sheila Griffin,
Sheila!
the Kilted Warrior Mike,
Kilted Warrior!
the Landlocked Siren,
Yay!
Tim A,
The other Tim!
and Tina McBride.
Thank you
Yay!
all so very much. Again, we're running out of time here. If you want to hear the rest of this and all these questions answered, you've got to become a Patreon member right now. Just head over to patreon.com/reddirtdnd. You can sign up at any level. You'll get the full 1 hour, plus you get our episodes 4 days earlier. You get access to our Discord server where all of us fans have just been gushing about not only the Campaign 1 that we've just finished, but also looking ahead to Campaign 1.5 and Campaign 2. So, to become a Patreon now, go to patreon.com/reddirtdnd. And we're going to head to the full version of the roundtable right now.